Hi guys, I'm Sarah, and today I thought it'd been quite some time since I did a outdoors veggie patch update. A lot of you will have seen we're getting into our hydroponics at the moment. The main reason being for tomatoes and things like that, because tomatoes, we can't plant them until quite late in the season around here because they always just get killed off by late season frosts, and by the time they start growing, and sometimes off and on I've had a bit of luck with tomatoes around here, but just whenever they seem to be finally kicking off, they just die because it's the end of the season. So anyway, tomatoes we've got going on in the hydroponics at the moment, but I thought I will do those videos separately because not everyone is interested in both. So it has been ages since I did a veggie patch update, reason being lazy. Lazy. No, we've had quite a bit going on this year, but also over the winter months I have learnt that anything I plant, once winter kicks in, it's just not going to grow around here. We get really high winds, plus we get quite bad frosts, and we are also quite susceptible to snow. But it is spring, the blossoms are out, the daffodils are out, it is beautiful at the moment, excuses are over. However, I will be planting stuff in my good old deli counter greenhouse here. Just a few little things to get us kicked off. I've still got some stuff in the veggie patch, which I will show you shortly what we've still got going on there. I'm not going to plant stuff outside of the greenhouse or the hydroponics at the moment, because I know what the weather's like here. I fell into this trap year after year, getting super excited nice and early, get stuff out, and frost just kills it. So I'm gonna leave it another few weeks before I start planting further things in the veggie patch, but I'll show you what I've got going on right now. We've actually got a whole heap of lettuces and a random broccoli. Now this is actually kind of funny because I didn't plant any of these. I had one lettuce that I'd sort of had like there, and I was just too lazy to pull it up, and it went to seed, and those seeds over winter, over the last couple of weeks, they've sprung right up, and we've got quite the crop of lettuces. So when I do start planting, I'm just going to leave them, and I might just plant some radishes and carrots and stuff just randomly in between them. But we've got a random broccoli there, so that can just do its thing, that's fine. Got a patch there where I just chucked some cardboard over it for over winter to keep the weeds a bit at bay, and I just bought a bit of veggie mix in a bag to put in the greenhouse, which I used up, so I just thought I'd chuck the rest of it over there. We've got some friends who've got goats who gave us some of their hay, so I've plonked that over, so I just need to mulch that all up so I can start planting things there. Amusingly, I planted probably about this time last year, spring onions. And look at that, they're finally coming up. We just had no luck last year with the spring onions, but over winter, they've done their thing. And yes, I know, I need to weed. I actually did weed this garden quite thoroughly a couple of weeks back, but it's just sprung back. 2 random leeks. I actually did dig up a whole heap of carrots that we had that have been growing over winter. I was pretty happy with that. We've got a line of spinach here, which I've just been picking away at the leaves. Over here, sort of the end of the warm season earlier, I planted some red cabbages. So, you know, I've been plucking the odd leaf, but there's nothing sort of substantial cabbagey growing, but I'll just leave them, see what happens. Cauliflowers, I know a lot of people manage to grow these well over winter, not so much where we are. Normally it is this time of the year that they start coming up. I recall last summer we got some really nice big ones, so fingers crossed something will become of them. I did have broccoli. That's about as impressive as the broccoli is getting at the moment. So yeah, I think they're probably just going to bolt and go a bit spindly, to be honest. But look, that's fine. There's leaves that we can use. There is a bok choy that I didn't plant that has obviously gone to seed. Speaking of bok choy, we've actually got a few sort of on the path in between the veggie patches that are randomly growing and going to seed, but I actually don't mind because I just walk through here and pick the leaves. We've got some random leeks. We've got a whole row of radishes, which the radishes themselves kind of stopped growing under the ground, and you know, they're kind of going to seed a bit. The radishes themselves, they've been in the ground for a bit long now, they're a bit woody, but the leaves are still great. I come out here and just grab handfuls of these leaves and use them in any one pot dishes, savoury mince, you know, soups, that sort of thing. So we get lots of leafy greens off them, so that's fine. It's my bathtub there where I planted my yams last year, which were a bit of a disappointment. I'm going to have to look up. I want to have another go at them though, because I do like yams. In the meantime, as I said, I've just got a little bag of veggie mix stuff, and I just chucked that in to refresh the soil in here a little bit. I have some seeds from last year that I found. I've got some silver beet and spring onion. Obviously I don't want to be planting root veggies in here because it wasn't designed to be a greenhouse, it was meant to be a deli counter, and we obtained it for free. Nothing's going to grow too deep in here, so I'm just going to plant some silver beet and some spring onions, which I'm hoping the seeds are all right, but they're there, we had them. I'm going to chuck them in, and fingers crossed. Okay, so it was like only last week that I was planting stuff in that deli counter greenhouse, telling you how I was gonna not plant anything until maybe next month. Yeah, no, I lied because I found seeds. I found seeds that kind of, they need planting now. They're radishes and carrots. Now these have always been pretty good growers in my garden. They're pretty hardy, so I'm crossing fingers they'll do all right. Those lettuces that I showed you that are doing brilliantly, I can't really plant anything in nice rows or anything with them scattered around like that, but I don't want to dig them up, of course, because I love having lettuces there, it's great. So I'm actually just going to randomly plant, I haven't got many radish seeds there, but I'm just going to plant a few little sort of mini rows, dot a few carrots around, and this is just going to be a really random salady area. A salady area, so, yeah, sure. So yeah, it'd be good to get some more radishes in the ground. As I say, I've got the ones over there that I'm just using for their leaves now, because they're kind of just, they're starting to go to seed. They won't be there for much longer, so just using their leaves, but for now, I'm just going to get a few seeds in the ground, because I'm impatient. Okay, so as I said, not really an ideal time of year where we are in North Canterbury for planting outside at the moment, but there is nothing to say you can't get started indoors. When there's still a risk of frost going on out there, doing some stuff indoors is definitely the way to go. I've been rummaging through my collection of seeds from last season. I've got some cucumber seeds still left. I'm actually pretty keen, because we haven't had a lot of luck in the past with cucumbers. I'm pretty keen to give that a go in our hydroponics room, but as I say, that's still in its experimental stages. We're still experimenting with the tomatoes in there, so once we know what we're doing and we've got the hang, then we've got the hang of which lighting is better than the other lighting, that sort of thing, got the hang of the temperatures and the watering and all that sort of thing, then we might look at planting some other stuff in there. So we're just experimenting, but in the meantime I'll have another crack at doing cucumbers in the garden. And I saved some pumpkin seeds from last time we ate one of the pumpkins that we grew from last season, so it's time to start sprouting them again. So I'm going to do 5 pumpkins. We're actually looking at getting a couple more veggie patches out there so that I can plant things sort of en masse, like I can do a whole one of potatoes or a whole one of beetroot, so I can bottle a whole heap of beetroot once a year. I love doing that. Or like pumpkins, things that take up a whole heap of space, so that, you know, I can just do little lines of the carrots and radishes and lettuce and spring onions, that sort of thing, without having to worry about these big things that take up the whole space. So that's our plan, but we're saving up for that. Of course, wood is not cheap. We kind of need to do raised beds where we are, because we have bunny rabbits, not wild ones, not pet ones, And so, yeah, the raised beds have actually really stopped the rabbits from getting in there. Hares, I should say, is what we have, not rabbits. But yeah, we weren't sure if they'd just burrow under, but they don't. We haven't had any problem. So we're going to look at doing a couple more raised beds out there. So there we go. Just going to give them a water, stick them on the windowsills, and fingers crossed, we'll have some nice little seedlings to plant once the weather gets a bit more reliable. Okay, so I was just out there doing my weeding and stuff, and I noticed on my red cabbages we're getting aphids. I have been told the best way of getting rid of them is soapy water, so I'm going to mostly fill up this container with water and a dollop of washing up liquid, dish soap, whatever you call it, and hopefully that will deal to them. I don't know how much, just, you know, a dollop. Now also, while I'm out there, as we've been using the eggs that our chickens have kindly provided, I've been smushing them up and putting them in a cup. I think I showed you last time I did a gardening update. I sprinkle these all around because number one, slugs and snails hate trying to navigate their way over them. Also, it deters cabbage butterflies because they see the little white flecks and they think it's other cabbage butterflies. So you won't get as many caterpillars on them, but also they've got lots of stuff that's good for the soil. So I'm going to sprinkle some of these around, spray some of this, go on the warpath, and wish me luck. We will keep you posted. We'll keep you updated on how the hydroponics are going. I'll keep you updated on what's going on in the veggie patch. We'll definitely keep you posted when it comes time to build a couple more veggie patches. We're getting there. As I've said many times, I'm not a professional gardener. I have no aspirations to be a professional gardener, but I'm just hoping to inspire people to get out there, make a start, growing your own food. Even if you don't have a lot of space, you can grow it in pots, whatever. Hit like, leave me a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button. I'll keep you posted, and I'll be back with another recipe idea, or who knows, another something random next week. Okay, have fun out there, guys. Bye.